Buying on the secondary market sealed product from somewhere like eBay is something that is just a fun part of Magic, right? You're looking for a deal. You're looking to get some cards for cheaper than you would. Oh, baby. I once got 8th edition boosters for 50p. I think I got 60 of them, and we drafted 8th edition. This is like when I was in college, so when, I don't know what came out, Shards of Alara was out. Anyway, the draft was dreadful because 8th is not a good draft format, but it's a really fun time when the packs were so cheap with my friends. This video is about one Reddit user who opened up a bundle that they bought of Brothers War. They opened it supposedly over the weekend, and it wasn't Brothers War inside. It kind of looked like Aether Drift, but it wasn't even that. Maybe the Reddit post is meant to be just a karma farming joke. Either way, I got a laugh out of it, so I'm going to share it with y'all. Or it's a very, very weirdly coincidental funny thing, or they got scammed, and it's still funny, because it's a weird scam. And in addition to unpacking that, I'm going to talk a little bit about the idea of repacks. So if you're new to this stuff, or you've never experienced it, hopefully I can shed a little bit of light on that too. And if you want to buy single or sealed product that is absolutely definitely going to be what you've purchased, you can do so in the North American Peninsula through coolstuffinc.com. Use the code KENOBI at checkout and you get 5% off your order. That's 5% off all orders, and it helps to support the show. And you'll get one of these wonderful Aether Drift playtest cards, unofficial, hashtag unofficial. It's a stick you can put on a draft common that gives you one of PleasantKenobi's clown cards to put in your party box. And if you live in a place where democracy isn't crumbling like the old world, you can purchase from magicmadhouse.co.uk. Use the on-screen code to get 5% off your orders on all non-sale and non-pre-order items, and they sell Warhammer, Magic the Gathering, Lorcana. They have all of your tabletop needs covered. Links to both in the description below. This is the Reddit post from Imaginary Table 8586. They posted that they had a brother, well, they said, "Welp, it finally happened to me. PSA, not to sit on your sealed product you plan to open for too long." In their post, they show off a top-down view of a Brothers War bundle that they've opened, and inside there are 9 packs of NASCAR race cards 1991 and a coin. Now, the scam here, if real, which I'm going to go into in a moment, is that someone has opened up their bundle, they've taken out the magic card packs and replaced them with other packs of equal weight, and then they took the dice as well, not even give the dice to the end user, and they've stuck a coin or another dice or a stone, as some Reddit users said they've witnessed in the past, to emulate that weight too, so it feels right to weigh up in your hands. Now, the funny thing about all of this, that at first glance I thought they were Aether Drift packs. I know what the Aether Drift packs look like, and I know the cards that are in Aether Drift aren't like this, but a browsing on the internet in my newsfeed, I saw, Race Stripes Yellow, Brothers War Magic in one image, and in my head I was like, is that some sort of packaging I haven't seen before? Maybe a certain location had a different packaging to what we have in Europe or similar. Then I zoomed in and saw NASCAR 1991 race cards. Now, the fact that this was repacked like this is obviously funny because it has something to do with Aether Drift. The obvious joke is like, wow, they got Aether Drift early. If only they'd opened their bundle months ago when they bought it, they could have leaked some Aether Drift stuff or seen stuff early. Wowee! The thing is, the nature of those packs does make this look like a staged picture, in a sense that how appropriate was it that or how convenient was it that the bundle was opened up after Aether Drift had been released, and thus we get this funny thing of like people being able to post about it and it goes pseudo-viral on Reddit because people are like, oh, it's Aether Drift packs. I'm not here to completely investigate the validity of the claims, but it's something that I found so amusing that I had a little bit of a look into repacks today, or reseal, should I say. Repacks is often the term used for people who sell, the bundles on eBay where you can buy 15 card repacks, which is just basically the shit they don't want. They keep all the rares from the box openings and sell the chaff to unbeknowing Magic the Gathering fans. Do not buy repacks. They are always bad. Categorically always bad. When I see a local game store getting involved with the repack selling, it upsets me. I really don't like the practice because it's taking a predatory gambling thing and then making it worse. The other interesting note is this coin. I have no idea what it is. On a reverse image search Google Lens, I get a load of Nazi stuff because I think Google Lens thinks this is a swastika. It looks to me like it's nails and a crown of thorns. I think this might be some sort of crucifixion coin. That is a turn of phrase that I didn't think I'd be saying when I woke up this morning. The other fun thing about the stuff included in this is that A, the coin might be rare, probably not, but the NASCAR packs are collectible card game packs, and thus some of the cards in there are chaseable or desirable to certain collectors. Most interestingly, if you open the 1993 Max with 2 X's number 3 Dale Earnhardt card, the highest price of it selling at a PSA 10 when graded is around $177. It's It's not the average, but it's still high. Of course, ungraded PSA 9, it's $10. But let's focus on the $177 because it's a funnier number, right? Because the most expensive card in Brothers War is the extended art portal to Phyrexia at $31.08. There was a collector booster, I think, in these bundles. That's the real missing part here, which could have like serialized old borders. So that's the bigger hit. But I just thought this was interesting, that there's at least one chase card in the 1991 NASCAR cards that you never know might make you feel better about this whole scam. These will make great tokens for Drift, I guess. When you make a pilot card and you get fucking Ernie Ivan. I googled this, I'm English, I don't have a fucking clue who any of these people are. Also, on top of 1991 race cards, this like intro deck, which looks very much like a fucking intro deck you get in Magic, kind of rules. Now, here comes the interesting bit about how these scams really work on other parts of the internet. Now, this was bought on eBay, and thus I'm pretty sure you're protected through eBay's claims because they will be able to understand where this product came from and go back to the seller. The alternative, which is what I thought it was going to be at first, was that it came from Amazon. And one of the problems with the Amazon distribution method is that a load of the secondary market stuff are put into what the prof called a bin in a video that covered this a few years ago. And then each bin is sort of like your items go into it and then distributed out of it via Amazon, and it's the same for returns. And thus you get the situation where someone sends this out, someone's unhappy, they return it, and then the person originally sounded like kind of get away with it if they can claim that they sent a legitimate item and it all got mixed up in the bin. So I assumed it was Amazon, because that's the one to be wary of. That's where a lot of the resealed product is the problem. But it came from eBay, which is weird. It makes it more likely for this to be a joke being made by this Reddit user, even though they're claiming in the comments and the replies that it's not a joke, this just happened. But yeah, if it's real, they'll get their money back. It's eBay. eBay's a lot better to buy from than Amazon, okay? That said, I do want to highlight an interesting point here about Amazon, is that the reseal issue that Prof raised about 3 years ago, it was actually October 2021 when we did the video about the potential that a box that he had bought might have been resealed, and there was a prominent online presence of videos and proof that people were getting things that obviously had been tampered with. October 12 means it was like 3.5 years ago. This issue was much more widespread around the release of Titan Spiral Remastered, so I don't actually know if reseals are as much of an issue as they once were on Amazon. I tried to have a look for like YouTube videos and Reddit posts about it in the last couple of years, and they're fewer and further between. And even some of them were anecdotal things that myself and the comments when you read them were like, that just looks like a normal booster now because they look a little bit fucky in the top. People will often think things are resealed when they just get a bad card or 9 bad cards and no big hit. What I'm saying is there's a potential that this scam has died down, or Amazon may have even done something to reduce it. The idea that reseals are really common on Amazon, which is the first thing I thought when I saw this scam from today's video, that is kind of a historical viewpoint from a few years ago. I just do not really know if it's a common issue still. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Beyond that, the original user, the OP, did post some pictures showing us what the packaging looked like in the purchase. If this isn't a setup and this is a real situation, then this is quite interesting because the seals on these photos do look quite good. The box themselves look absolutely battered. And the seals do look a little bit wonky too. You gotta remember, like, there's this like strip pull cord thing on all bundles. So that's obviously a telltale sign that the bundle's been opened, but obviously they're gonna cut along seams or along where the seal is and stuff and then reseal the glue. The way repackaging this stuff with reseals works is that you melt the glue and then put it back, essentially. If you're wondering how people can do this with sealed product like boosters, because that is a thing which is also resealable, it's you melt open the top, or you slit the top, should I say, sorry. You take the cards out and then you heat gun or hairdryer, if you're really not very good at this, the package is closed again. Often with a resealed booster pack, you can see that it's been resealed. They are looser inside because the vacuum packing has been like tampered with, because boosters are vacuum packed when they're closed and crimped. And the crimping along the tops will also often be not as crimped. By crimped, I mean the little lines you see from the fusing of the packs together in the factory. And in the case of these, it's the seal sticker plus pull tab that should tell you whether or not a package like this has been opened. On the Amazon front of things, this image is a really, might be a classic one. I saw this a few years ago and I managed to find it again. This is a Kamigawa Neon Dynasty collector booster box that arrived at someone's house like this. There appears to be what looks like a piece of like caution tape or maybe even a weird elastic band wrapped around the box to seal it, but no over plastic sealing. The review is 1 star, potential of real sealed packs. I mean, honestly, if a box showed up like this, I'm not opening it. I'm not doing that. I'm sending that back. It's one of the most egregious examples of just like evidently tampered with product I've ever seen. Of course, product gets damaged. Sure, but at that point, with the way that Amazon is, I'm not after damaged boxes from Amazon. In some ways, you could say that buying from Amazon is often a mistake when it comes to this shit, right? And the final point to all this, if it is true, is that the kind of PSA that the original user was making was that sitting on product that you intend to open actually can cause you problems, because this is looking like it was bought. When did Brothers War come out? Actually, that has no bearing on it, right? Because it could have been bought months or even a year after Brothers War came out. The Reddit user is saying that they were planning to open this, never did, finally got around to it, and then found they've been scammed. And thus it becomes more difficult to get your money back or have a claim when your stuff has been, you know, sitting on your shelf for a year, for example. I had this recently where I bought some Warhammer from Vinted and I let it sit around for like 3 weeks before checking it and giving feedback, which is both not helpful for the feedback system and not helpful for me if I opened it and it was just like a box of rocks. Of course, this doesn't help people who want to buy secondhand stuff to sit on for a long time, especially sealed Magic cards and sealed boxes. But it does help that if you are going to open stuff, sitting on it for a while to then open it up and find out that the only option you've got is opening a Dale Earnhardt. You probably should check that earlier on. Well, that isn't the only option, really, is it? Of course, you're looking for bargains at the secondary market, but you could choose to buy your sealed product from reputable sources, like your local game store that you should support to keep their doors open, or an online retailer that you can trust. And this is going to be a shameless plug here that I hadn't thought about, but you can go to coolstuffinc.com or to magicmadhouse.co.uk, depending on where you live, and use my codes that are in the description below to get some money off, and also buy a sealed product that you're not going to open up and find out that it's just a bag of piss. I thought this is pretty funny, and I wanted to share it with you. I thought it was wildly topical, so it might just be a riff from the original OP. They're claiming it's not, but I also thought it'd be worth actually mentioning, because the idea that, you know, if you sit on the item, you will not know it's a scam until you open it, and also the idea that, like, this is a known thing to be happening on the Amazon side of things because of their distribution method of in-out and the fucked returns and everything, but not so much with eBay. In the case of this product, for example, I mean, it's a $40 purchase, so like it's a wild amount of effort to go to get some cards out of it, and then obviously get a return and some bad eBay feedback. But I guess people can make throwaway accounts on eBay, perhaps. Maybe they're hedging their bets that someone's just gonna not open the box because it weighs the right amount. People want to sit on bundles and boxes as collectible long-term things too, right? So maybe that's where the scam comes in. You let me know in the comment section below if you believe it, if you've seen this sort of stuff. Have you been scammed when buying sealed product from Amazon or eBay? Or even elsewhere for that matter. I've been Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet. Don't forget to drink your milkshake, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta for now.